Old Mr. Shouldhave thought he'd creaked his last creak in his old dusty house on that old dusty street, rocking away in his cold creaking chair, alone and ashamed at the top of his stairs, surrounded by memories of what should have been, things he should have done, places he should have seen, friends he'd forgotten and dreams he'd not chased, the choices he'd made and the fears he'd not faced. He sat every day and each night in his chair, wrapped in what-ifs, drowned in dismal despair, closing his eyes with no tears left to weep, hoping each night that he'd sleep his last sleep. And then one winter's night, with the frost at his door, old Shouldhave saw something he'd not seen before. As the cold winter night surrounded his home, old Shouldhave did feel a new chill to his bones. He lifted his face, all wrinkled and scarred, as the darkness itself then started to laugh. And out of his fire came a flickering flame, which sizzled and fizzled and whispered his name. Shouldhave. In sharp, shifting shadows this demon did dance, telling old Mr. Shouldhave that this was his chance.
We know you of old Shouldhave, we do. The only one we can trust to do this is you. So if you want the chance to make up for your past, then get up from your chair and do as we ask.
But old Mr. Shouldhave simply shook his old head.
It's too late for me. Try next door instead.
The fiery phantom screamed and it shrieked.
Listen, old Shouldhave, to these words that I speak. Never again will I come here to you, and never again will you get to choose whether to rise with me now and end your life with a blaze, or creak here alone for the rest of your days. Another missed opportunity that you can't forget to keep old Shouldhave company in this room of regret. So creak here forever, or join me in this dance. But know this, old Shouldhave, this is your very last chance.
And so old Mr. Shouldhave groaned and he clicked, and he placed his gnarled hand on his gnarly old stick. Then slowly he pulled himself out of his chair, creaking and cracking at the top of his stairs, till the old sack of bones to his full height he grew.
So tell me, strange spirit, what must I do?
You must prey on the hopeless, the fallen, the lost. Teach them what happens, show them the cost of ignoring their dreams and wasting their days. Tell them you'll comfort them soon if they don't change their ways.
And what if they don't? What if they do as I did? Let life pass me by as I watched and I hid.
Then back you must go and visit once more, and with your old gnarly stick knock 5 times on their door. And if they don't answer, you must creak through the cracks, and before they can scream, you will be at their backs. And with one touch of your hand, they'll become just like you. Too late to live, and too late to choose. Here they will sit in this place of despair, a room full of Shouldhaves in their creaky, cold chairs.
And so then it was that the legend was born of old creaking Shouldhave and the knocks at your door. He's coming for you if you don't change your ways. Live life to the full, make the most of your days. One warning he'll give, one last chance to learn. Forsake this, my friend, and he shall return. 5 knocks at your door, 5 knocks with his stick. You'll hear him outside, every creak, every crick. And if you don't answer soon, then he'll creak through the cracks, and in seconds you'll feel his cold breath on your back. With one touch of his hand, you'll become just like him, lonely and lost, cold, twisted and grim. The rest of your days you will creak in your chair, drowned in regret, in the room of despair. So if ever you hear a knock or a creak, make sure it cannot be you that he seeks. Face a small fear, try one thing every day that shows that you care, that might keep him away. Otherwise, he will be coming for you. You won't get to live, and you won't get to choose. But what's that at your door? 5 knocks do I hear? A creaking and cracking, growing ever more near. It's too late for you, for now he has come. Mr. Shouldhave is here, and you should have run. As time withered on, the demon was pleased, should have added to the collection with the greatest of ease. So many Shouldhaves in the room of despair, all sat there alone in their cold, creaking chairs. But in old Mr. Shouldhave, something had changed. He wasn't as cold, he wasn't the same. Affected by all of the promise he'd seen, the talent, potential, the beauty of dreams. That's when he knew he could no longer bear to put a single new Shouldhave into one of those chairs. And so then it was, to the demon's demise, that old Mr. Shouldhave did begin his new life, away from that lonely and dusty old street, bringing hope and encouragement to all that he'd meet. No more rocking alone in a cold, creaking chair. No more sorrowful Shouldhaves in the room of despair. For old Mr. Shouldhave now has a new name, and only the chairs in that room to remain. Encouragement, help, and support he now brings, and in return for all this, he asks only one thing. That though you may have regrets, do not be afraid. There's still time to do it. There's still time to change. We all have the power to control our own fate. And if you don't believe me, ask Mr. Never Too Late.